Hello everyone, I'm back here today with a Q&A video. I'm just going to be answering some questions I got from my Instagram, while in the background I packed some group order items. So yeah, let's get into it. What got me into K-pop? So I got into K-pop in the summer of 2018 whenever I was just on Twitter, and one day I saw Blackpink's Do 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 on my timeline and I was like, wait a minute. This is kind of good. So Blackpink was my introduction to K-pop, and the first group I really fell in love with was Red Velvet. So yeah, that's how I got into K-pop. How did I first start hosting group orders? So my first group order was an attempt to get into an Everglow fan call event, but I didn't end up winning that. And besides that, I hadn't really hosted that many group orders. I just had a solid amount of proofs. But then the next group order, I believe, was for aespa Global Shop fan call for winter, and I did end up winning that. And so that was my first fan call ever, which I forgot to screen record. I was so devastated after. But besides those two group orders, the only group I mainly consistently host for is NMIXX. What is the most rewarding part about hosting? Definitely being able to give people a positive experience and being able to help people out with their collections. At the end of the day, whenever you join a group order, you're kind of just it's almost like a transaction. You're claiming an item that you want, you pay for it, and you get that item, you receive it. But when people go out of their way to tell me it was a positive experience or that I really helped them out with collecting in some way, that's definitely really rewarding, and I appreciate that so much. Because, like I said, it is a transaction, and people don't have to go out of their way to tell me, I really helped them or anything. And is that kind of annoying to say? I'm not sure. With my motives for hosting, typically I do want to participate in some sort of event. Sometimes I do host just to get NMIXX cards, but to hear people say, because I'm not a perfect group order manager or anything. So when people actually go out of their way to express that to me, that I helped them, it makes me feel like I did my job. And it is rewarding. I don't know. What are good ways to start being a group order manager? Definitely start off by building a bit of an established trading and selling account. Primarily the community is located on Instagram. But you don't need a lot of followers or anything. Just try to slowly build up a little bit of proofs before starting to host any group orders, especially getting the hang of just packing and all of that. And I'd say start off small. Definitely host for photocard sets, do small group orders. I personally didn't start off doing that. Or you could host for specific sites, just host for a couple albums that you want. But definitely don't try to bite off more than you can chew. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. Sorry. But it can be easy to want to host a lot and then suddenly become overwhelmed whenever you have to actually deal with everything and just want to give up. But yeah, so that's why you want to start off small and realize what you can handle and go from there. Can anyone be a group order manager? Honestly, yes and no. I want to say no, mainly because you need good time management, communication skills, and you have to not be lazy. And, be in a good mental state to be able to handle everything. A lot of group order managers end up having dewares posted about them, deal with at your own risk post, because they fail in some way. They end up falling short, or they don't ship out items, or just don't communicate with joiners enough. And you need to understand what you're signing yourself up for, because you have to stay and get the job done. Even if you don't want to, you can't just oh, I don't feel like doing this anymore and stop. And you can't be mad at joiners whenever they ask for updates or anything, because even if you have a lot going on, it's it's their time and money, so you have to just answer them. And really, I don't understand people that are rude to their joiners. Just answer the question. It's is it that big of a deal? Even if they're slightly annoying, does it really matter? So how I host group orders, who's a good proxy, and how much should new group order managers expect to cover? Essentially, I start off by making the group order post. Then I make like an Excel sheet. I use this website called Notion. I could put it in the description for anyone who's interested. And so I keep a group order master list that has all the information of who joined what group order, what they claimed, and their total and everything. And basically this master list has like all my different group orders that I've hosted, and then all the individual information for each group order is on there. So then I end up creating the group chat and I start to collect the payments. Then I mark everyone who paid off in my master list. Then I secure the items and keep the chat updated till the items shipped to my Korean address. Then once they're at my Korean address, I get the item shipped to me. And then I start by sending a group order form to my group order group chat. And then I go in order of who filled out that form and start sending everyone pictures of their claims to confirm like everything's correct. And then I put everything in the top loaders, like once they confirmed it is correct. And then I label like every person's username. Like you can see in this packing video, like the little pulley tab has usernames written on them. So I'm on the step after that. And then so I pack everything and then I send them address checks. Then once they confirm their address, I put stamps on everything and put them in a separate pile. And once I've accumulated like enough mail, I go ahead and drop it off at the post office. As for who's a good proxy, I mainly use K-Friday, which I will talk more about in the next question. And for how much new group order managers should expect to cover, honestly, like if you're hosting a group order for a site to try to win a fan call and there's one unclaimed album, then that's already like one album. So if you end up hosting a bunch of group orders and they each have like 1 or 2, 3 unclaimed albums each, that will add up quickly. And EMS costs, like the cost from getting your stuff from your Korean address shipped to you, is often a lot of money because you're either paying for the weight of the albums or you're paying for the inclusion service, which can be a lot of money. And personally, I don't always like collect that cost. I don't ask for my joiners to pay that cost, mainly because I'm entering video call events and I have one decent amount. So it's kind of just like, I'll take care of it and it's not that big of a deal. But honestly, if you're going to host consistently for like events like that, then it's going to be a lot of money. And even for photocard sets, like if you want to host often for those too, like if there's 1 or 2 unclaimed cards and you keep hosting, I mean, at least sometimes they have resellability, but honestly, like if you want to consistently be a group order manager, you're going to have to expect to cover a lot of money. That's all I'm going to say. Unless you want to start off small, then it's not too bad. But I would start off small so you can get a grasp of how much, money this is going to cost and the commitment, and then once you feel comfortable, you can go from there. How do you enter fan calls? I want to for Black Swan, and people say use K-Friday, but IDK how? So yes, I do use K-Friday like I mentioned. Typically, I order straight from the site that's hosting the fan call event, and I just enter my Korean address when I enter my shipping info. So a Korean address technically isn't necessary, but in the long run, it will save you a lot of money. You can enter fan calls and have the stuff shipped directly to you. Like for my first 2 fan calls, for the Everlow one that I attempted and the Espa one, I did just have them shipped to me. But yeah, it will end up costing you a lot of money in the long run. Essentially, Korean addresses, in this case, K-Friday, consolidate everything by just giving you the inclusions that you want. There's something called an inclusions fee, like I mentioned. So you do get charged for that service, but for the Korean address itself, you don't pay anything just when you use their services. So like, whether it's the inclusion service, offline fan sign events, which they can attend for you, or like lucky draw events, or like if you need them to order something for you, because sometimes you have sites that don't allow you to have stuff shipped to your Korean address if you don't have like a Korean bank or card. And I'm pretty sure K-Town recently added this to my understanding, which is a surprise since like they seemed like a global friendly site, but I digress. K-Friday can like act as a proxy in this case if that happens. And for how to like actually get a Korean address, you have to go to their website and it should tell you how to sign up. I know that I had to be on a wait list whenever I wanted to get a Korean address, but then I was like, how long do you think it will take? And like eventually they'll get back to you and you'll get one. And yeah, like I said, it doesn't cost anything to have it, just when you start using it and, you know, pay for the services that they have. And there are other Korean address services out there that could be better, but I don't have experience to recommend like any other ones specifically. But I will say that I've had no real problems with K Friday, and honestly, I can't really complain about them. Like, there's like little things here and there that I can't really think of at the moment, but really, I don't know, they're pretty good. How many times have you gotten to talk to Soyun? So, hold on a second. I have to like check. Okay. So my first NMIX call was a group call, Dice era, and then my other 2 fan calls were a Midsummer and Extreme era. So I've had 3 total group calls, and so I guess we'll count those. And then I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Soyun calls. So 11 times I've gotten to talk to her in total. Yep. What are your fan call routines before and after? So whenever the fan call winners are announced, I start thinking of what I'm going to say and I start writing them down in my notes app. And then the day of the call, I make sure to wake up with like a good amount of time before the call starts, and I go over my notes and ideas and I see if I think of anything else. Then I wait for whatever site to contact me by saying the event's going to start soon. And then I set up my phone on like a phone holder thing. And I get ready to use my laptop to record the audio because you have to do it separately. And as soon as they call me, I hit record on my laptop and then I answer the call. And then as soon as I answer the call, I hit start screen recording. Because if you start screen recording before, the screen will be black. And so this is actually kind of how I messed up my winner call. I picked up the call and I went to mute my notifications. And then I went to hit screen record, but she started talking to me and I freaked out. And I was like, hi. So I forgot to hit screen record, which can happen. But like, okay, the thing people like might panic about is when they start calling you, you're like, oh my gosh. But like, you have more time than you think. So just like, relax, hit record on another device, take a deep breath, then answer the call, and you'll be totally fine. Answering immediately will panic you more. Just like, take a deep breath, answer the call, and then make sure you hit screen record, and you'll be all good to go. And for after, I kind of just look at the footage, look at what just happened, and I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Sometimes I edit the footage, but usually it's like fucking 6 a.m. and I've been up since 4 or 5 a.m. and I just want to go back to bed. So if I'm not like immediately still on an adrenaline high, then I'm going back to bed. Where do you get your binder fillers / backings? I get this question a lot. And so I actually use a Korean proxy for these. I use this site called Witchform, which I'll also put in the description. And I have to search a term in Korean. I'll put this all below. But I have my Korean proxy buy them for me, and then I get them shipped to my Korean address. To be honest, this is like cardstock, so you could, as an alternative, get this made yourself by like Staples if you find a design you like and just like get the right dimensions. You know, you can like cut yourself fillers, but because I know it's kind of annoying to like have to have a Korean proxy, but I have not found like a US seller or any other sellers for that matter who kind of do something like this. But if any pop up, I can let you guys know. But yeah, so I do have to use a Korean proxy for that. Where do you get your stickers to decorate your photo cards? So I get my stickers from a lot of different places. I mainly have gotten them from Etsy, but I've also gotten some from my friends that like bought some for me from LA, from Hello 82. And also, most recently, I did buy stickers from like a Korean website and also had them shipped to my Korean address. I like totally am blanking on what the site was, but if I do remember, I will put that in the description also. Where did you get the idea of doing very cheap photo card sets, or how did it occur to you? To be completely honest, I mainly wanted to sell as much as I could, like as quickly as I could, because for NMX, I've had maybe like 500 plus albums shipped to me. So considering each album comes with 2 photo cards, that's like 1,000 cards. And I need to clear space and try to make some of my money back as quickly as I can. So I sold like a bunch of sets for a $1 photo card, and even like some of the non-selfie cards I sold for like 50 cents each. Yeah, I just like needed to get all this stuff out of my house. What's been your favorite NMix era to collect? So I feel like it's definitely 00 era, debut, because everything was like so exciting and new. For Expergo and A Midsummer MX Dream, I had so many cards from my Korean address like sent to me that it just didn't feel as exciting, because it's like, okay, I have like 500 of this card, so like when you have so much, it's like it doesn't feel like you're collecting. Like collecting is like you go out of your way to find this card you need. I just had so much stuff from the past 2 eras that it's kind of just like not felt the same. But like moving forward, I definitely hosted way too much last era, and it's kind of been a lot of work to get everything done. Like this footage that you're looking at now was originally like an hour long, and maybe in it I pack like 16 items. I have no idea. That could be wrong, but like the point is, like, people who filled out my group order form, there was like 80 people, and that wasn't even everyone who filled it out. It takes a long time. I don't know, because there's like multiple stages they have to do, like send everyone claims and then put everything in top loaders, and then like I don't know, it's just a lot. Anyways, my answer is debut era. My top 3 favorite K-pop songs. So I struggle a lot with picking favorites, but I'll just kind of say like some songs that came to my mind when I heard this question. But honestly, I need like 10 years to think about this. La Di Da by Everglow, Tank by NMix, Next Level, aespa, Stereotype Stacy, Rainbow Halo, Red Velvet. Now that is like 5 songs, but I mean, what can I say? What's your favorite 2023 song? So, my most played song, we'll start off with that, was Roller Coaster. Then it was Love Me Like This and My Gosh. And like I said, I have like a really hard time picking favorites, but I'll say like some songs that I think are notable that could be my favorites for 2023. Eve Psyche and the Bluebeard's Wife, Love Me Like This, My Gosh, Off the Record by IVE, Sugarcoat, Kiss of Life, and Ditto New Jeans. Now that's like 6 songs, but again, I digress. Yeah, I cannot pick favorites, I'm sorry. I will say the ones I was really feeling might be Eve Psyche and the Bluebeard's Wife, and Sugarcoat maybe. Eve Psyche and the Bluebeard's Wife, long ass title, by La Seraphim, by the way. I haven't really said the artist names. Like, I remember when it released, one day I was walking to work and I listened to it the whole way there. I just kept replaying it over and over again, which is about to happen for NMIX's new album coming out on the 15th of January. Promotion. I mean, probably everyone watching this likes NMIX. I mean, that's like my whole identity. Anyways, I wanted to say also thank you guys for tuning into my first video, and for those who are tuning into this video also, I wanted to say, like, reading the comments was really nice, and I appreciate all of you who, is tuning in for this YouTube journey, because I'm excited. I didn't expect to upload another video so soon, but I kind of just had this idea, and I do have a lot of people who ask similar questions to me often, So I was like, let me just do a Q&A because a lot of people ask about the fillers. A lot of people are kind of curious about the fan call process. And yeah, if anyone ever has any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will get to those. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I really appreciate you. Have a good day. Bye.